Hello everybody, welcome to Craft and Chills. I'm your host, Major Chills. And today we're playing a little bit of a Starship Simulator, a tech demo. And we're going to start down here in the training modules. They said they were pending, but let's try them anyways. So they may not be complete, but it'll give us a start.
Welcome to the Magellan-class scanning and navigation training module. My name is Ava. I'm the UN Space Fleet's AI voice assistant. In this module, we will review the correct procedure for identifying targets of interest, and then navigating the ship to the desired location. To begin, proceed to the ship's bridge. I have placed some waypoints on your HUD to help you find your way.
Alright, that sounds good. We can zoom in with E and right mouse. Left clicking does that, so I guess we're not really supposed to be picking that up. Let's head out to our destination. Down this hallway. We're on the bridge.
Welcome to the bridge. This is the ship's nerve center, where you have command and control over any ship system. Right now we're interested in the sensors, so make your way over to that console and take a seat. This station is responsible for scanning space around the ship and highlighting any targets of interest for the command staff. Before we perform any scans, however, let's take a look at the different sensor modes available to us. The Galactic Position mode makes use of the standard UN Galactic Positioning System and simply shows us our location relative to the Milky Way galaxy.
Okay.
The Stellar Region mode employs the long-range sensors to detect information about star systems within a 50 light-year radius of the ship. The Star System mode uses the short-range sensors to provide a more detailed overview of the star system we are currently in, with a maximum range of about 1 light-year. Go ahead and press that button now.
Okay. Captain, we're going to be doing an... Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Right, there we go.
The range controls allow you to fine-tune the display range of the sensors, which makes it easier to focus on particular objects of interest, or to gain a high-level overview of the current star system. The central panel lists all of the valid objects in range, which you can click on to select as a target. Go ahead and click a few different targets now.
I see Earth right there.
You'll notice that the target information panel displays more detailed information about your selected target. Once you are happy with your selection, press the Send to Helm button to make the target coordinates available to the Helm console for navigation.
Okay, but we're not going to go to... Let's go to Venus. A rocky planet with a thick atmosphere that orbits at an average distance of 0.72 UAU around its center star. Venus has a radius of 6,052 kilometers and typical surface temperature of 737 Kelvin. Venus was first discovered in ancient times and was named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. Let's go there, because I'm in love with beauty.
Now head over to the Helm console and take a seat. From here, we will navigate the ship to your chosen target.
Okay, I'm stuck. Okay, here we go.
Let's begin by taking a quick look at the various screens available to the helm. The left-hand display is dedicated to navigation and shows both the ship's current galactic position along with its target destination coordinates. The central display deals with the flight controls themselves, including the FTL system, sublight engines, and reaction control thrusters. The right-hand screen features the autopilot controls, toggles for the 3D target indicators, and the ship's navigation lights. Okay, let's retrieve the target information from the sensors by pressing the Use Sensor Target button on the navigation panel.
Okay, Use Sensor Target, okay.
Your target coordinates should now be displayed in this box, which represents your current nav target. The galactic coordinates represent the target's position in the galaxy to the nearest whole light year. The coordinates are relative to the center of our galaxy, the supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A star. The local coordinates represent the target's position within a star system. The coordinates are relative to the system's center of gravity, which is usually a star, or the barycenter in multi-star systems. While it is possible to fly the ship manually to any location in the galaxy, let's engage the autopilot for now, so that I can take care of that for you. Go ahead and press the highlighted button on the right-hand screen.
Roger that. Let's engage.
The ship will now automatically turn to face the current nav target, but you will need to manually engage the FTL system in order for us to get underway. You can now engage the FTL system when you are ready.
Is everybody ready? Let's engage this FTL.
While the autopilot is engaged, I will manage the ship's speed and final approach to the target coordinates, so just sit back and enjoy the ride. The FTL system works by compressing space ahead of the ship and then expanding it behind, creating a bubble of warped space with the ship at its center. The compressed space amplifies the ship's current velocity by a factor of the FTL field strength, so the ship's sublight engines are still used to provide the required thrust. The maximum speed of the ship is therefore a combination of the FTL field strength and the thrust output of the sublight engines. For the Magellan class, this is approximately 300 light-years per hour. Okay, it looks like we have arrived at the target coordinates. Now that we've seen what the ship can do over a relatively short distance, let's pick a target that's much further away. Head on over to the sensors console again and take a seat.
So far, I'm loving this game. This is going to be very fun. From what I understand, there's going to be a lot of...
This time we're going to use the long-range sensors.
AI.
Go ahead and press the stellar region button to view our local stellar neighborhood.
Okay, let's go ahead and just do the...
As before, you can use the display range buttons to increase or reduce the number of displayed objects, depending on your needs. If you click between a few of the objects in range, you'll notice that none of them have any detailed information yet. This is because a sensor scan is required. Let's take a closer look at our nearest neighbor. Click on Alpha Centauri, and then click the Scan Target button.
Okay, Alpha Centauri. There we are. The second one down, and the scan.
You'll notice that the Target Information panel now gives us a high-level overview of the targeted system, including important data points, such as the extent of the habitable zone. This information can be used to determine if a star system is worth closer inspection. For example, if a planet exists in the habitable zone, you'll need to use the short-range sensors from within the system itself to determine if that planet can truly support life. Select one of the planets in the system that you'd like to take a closer look at, and then press center helm as we did before.
Well, where do we want to go? We want to go to Wolf 359? Or do you want to go to Ceres? I think I'll go to Wolf 359. Sirius? Is that what that is? Wolf 359. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do a scan target. It's an M-class main sequence star with an average temperature of 3.169 Kelvin and a radius of 256.47 kilometers. The star habitable zone extends, which is frost line setting at the star system is probably 1.400 billion years old. There are 3 known system objects: M-class star, terrestrial planet, and another terrestrial planet. Okay, we're gonna go there. Let's send that to helm. Okay, so from what I understand, these guys are going to be, this planet here isn't done anything at all. It's just a white ball. But they're going to have AI driven. So like I can just be the captain and just sit in my captain's chair and give them the orders. Or I can manually take over these stations that I want. So that's what's going to be the fun part about this game. Let's go ahead and get on our helm. And we need to use this. And we can go ahead and engage. Did I not do something correctly over here? Sit down. 4359, ascend to helm.
Now return to the helm console and take a seat once again.
It didn't take my configurations. I sent it over there already.
Press the Use Sensor Target button again on the navigation panel. Now engage the autopilot again. And now, engage the FTL system so we can get underway.
Let's head on out.
Our previous journey was merely interplanetary, but we're now leaving the Sol system behind and entering interstellar space. The Milky Way galaxy is a vast and mysterious place, where even light takes over 4 years to reach our nearest stellar neighbor. Thanks to recent breakthroughs in FTL technology, however, we can now make that same journey in around 1 minute. Even so, at our maximum speed of 300 light-years per hour, it will still take over 2 full weeks to fly from one side of the galaxy to the other. That's a distance in excess of 100,000 light-years. Our galaxy contains hundreds of billions of star systems that are waiting to be explored, in addition to countless other stellar phenomena that we don't even have names for yet. This ship and her crew are tasked with exploring distant new worlds, seeking out new life in all of its diversity, and making peaceful first contact with any intelligent species that are encountered along the way. The galaxy can also be a dangerous and unforgiving place, so as we tread cautiously into the unknown, we should remain mindful of any potential dangers lurking in the dark. We're not far from our destination now, so sit back and enjoy the view while I handle the final approach.
It is quite a view. Oh, 359. I think I want to go sit in the captain's chair. It's not up and close as sitting over there, but I guess this will have to do. I can't sit down. I'm too excited. Let's go look out there. That's Wolf 424. There we go. Must a bright sun. We should get any closer now.
Okay, here we are. You are now looking at an entirely new world, bathed in the light of another star. At this distance, our home is now just another point of light in the darkness of space. Does life exist here? What new things can we discover on this world? These are the questions that this ship was designed to answer. This concludes the scanning and navigation training module. You are free to continue exploring if you wish, but please be aware that your progress will not be saved. Thank you, and goodbye.
I think that's fascinating so far. Take a look around the ship a little bit. Oh. Fantastic. The last time I saw this particular demo from the dev, this part wasn't working yet. So I'm quite fascinated. Oh, wow. This is a beautiful ship. I can't wait for this thing to come out. I'll probably spend the rest of my life in this ship. Just exploring the galaxy. There's a ship map. You got a flashlight? Awfully dark in there. we turn the lights on from outside. And then we'll be able to lock all these doors. Probably be able to put these panels on. I think there should be a shuttle bay down there. Let's go check out the rest of the ship. I am so fascinated. I need to find where the there it is. Oh, this one here isn't working. Let's go on down. This is D deck. This is E deck. I forget how many decks there's supposed to be on this thing. But I'm thinking we should be getting close to engineering section. Yeah, we are in the engineering department already. Cryogenic storage over here, life support. Engineering control room. Fantastic. I want to go down, I think, one more level. I think that's where the shuttle bay is. Here's our room. Oh! Almost fell for some reason. This is a tech demo, so anything can happen. This is the cryogenic area. I can't remember. I don't know. Looks like it. I do want to go lower, see how low we can go. But I'm guessing this is supposed to have like over 300 crew. So, it's going to be a lot that we can do, a lot of AI. For some of the AI is just going to be generic, I'm sure. This the bottom deck? I can't find the top deck. Can't find them stairs. Somebody's nice large rooms. Oh. This is fascinating. I feel like I'm on an actual starship. Man, I'm so excited for this game. What's in here now? These are the battery arrays. There's probably more cargo holds in the shuttle bay. Oh yeah. This is where the shuttle bay is, or will be. And we'll have our own little ship that we can get in and head out into space. Of course, this part's not completely done yet. So the developer said there's a lot of stuff that isn't done yet, obviously. But I'm guessing you can play as any character you want to. You can play as an engineer, a medical officer, security officer. You can even be a passenger. So, or you can be the captain. Of course, if you know me, I'm definitely going to be a captain. I'll probably get the ship destroyed plenty of times, but this is freaking beautiful. Let's go back up to the bridge. Let's still got work to do. I don't see any more stairs upwards. Oh, look at this room. Look at that. Bedroom. Probably a bathroom. This is probably going to be like an officer's quarters or something. Fantastic. I am in love. What is this here? This is the data center? Okay. This is more of the data center down here. Oh, fantastic. This is truly amazing. Okay, so nice plants. This is like a 10 Ford. Work in progress. Lounge area. Look over the ship. Look at the stars. Fantastic. Restricted access. This is the bridge. This is the conference room. This is probably... Oh, what is this? It's fantastic. This is like probably either the captain's office or maybe the first officer's office. It's supposed to be a chicken on here too somewhere. Captain on the bridge. Ah, fantastic. Now what do I get to do as captain? I get to say, okay, condition normal, let's go to red alert. This is not that focused, I guess, at least for now. Let's check the alien virus. We're infested with the alien virus. Now we gotta clean up our computers. It's gonna be the engineering department. Let's go to condition normal again. This is a work in progress. I probably should be on the other side because I'm right-handed. Yeah. And then my right-hand man will be over there. This will be the captain's chair. Alright, so let's go back to the main screen. What is that, Mercy teleport? What is that? Okay. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're starting.
Welcome to the Magellan-class Cold Start training module. My name is Ava. I'm the UN Space Fleet's AI voice assistant. In this module, we will review the correct procedure for starting up the ship's fusion reactor and then supplying power to the vessel. The ship is currently in a cold and dark state, so for your safety, I have taken the liberty of turning on your torch for you.
Thank you very much. So the ship is brand new. We're getting ready to start it up for the very first time. Oh, look at this. This would be where Geordi LaForge would be most of his time. Ah, fantastic.
As you can see, the reactor is offline, and none of the ship's systems are powered. Our first task is to provide power to the engineering decks, so let's make our way to the start capacitor's room. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to the startup distributor.
Okay. So we just follow this over here. Hang a left. Aha, here we go.
As its name suggests, the startup distributor routes energy from the start capacitors to the engineering decks, and also provides the reactor with the power it needs to create the initial fusion reaction. You'll notice the device is already powered, because the start capacitors are fully charged. Let's go ahead and get some lights on by connecting all of the breakers. Start with the G-deck breakers, as indicated.
Okay, the G-deck is obviously the deck that we're on currently. And let's connect it. You can see the switches connecting as I press the button.
And now the F-deck breakers.
Boom. Now the next deck above us. Oh, man, this is so amazing.
And finally, the reactor supply itself. Excellent. Now we can see what we're doing. You can go ahead and turn off your torch by pressing T. The reactor controls should now be online, so let's walk back to the reactor room and take a look.
Okay. You guys hear the swoosh of the doors? They're kind of light, but they're there.
This console displays the reactor's vital information and provides you with full control over the reactor and its subsystems. On the left-hand side, we have the coolant section, which shows the liquid helium coolant flow and the condition of the magnetic field coils. On the right-hand side, we have the electrical section, which shows the reactor's main electrical bus, along with its input and output feeds. In the center, we have the reactor's main display, where we can control the fusion reaction itself. As you can see from all of these alarms, it would be impossible to initiate a stable fusion reaction under the current conditions, so let's fix that. The first thing we need to do is supply power to the reactor's internal bus, so go ahead and switch the reactor to startup mode by pressing the indicated button. Great. Now that the reactor has power, we can activate the vacuum pump to start purging the confinement chamber. The chamber pressure should now be dropping. To sustain a fusion reaction, we need an internal pressure of less than 10 nanopascals. While we wait for the confinement chamber to reach its target pressure, let's take care of the reactor's fuel and coolant supplies. Exit the reactor room via the door behind you, and follow the waypoints on your HUD to the cryogenic storage room.
All right, let's go. You can easily get lost on the ship, too, from what I understand.
These storage tanks hold all of the cryogenic fluids that are used to both fuel and cool the reactor. All 4 tanks are currently empty, so our first task is to begin the filling process. Let's start with the helium coolant. Head behind the storage tanks to access the helium cryo cooler. The cryo coolers use a process called magnetic refrigeration to convert gas into a cryogenic fluid, before pumping it into the connected storage tank. Start up the helium cryo cooler now by using the indicated control on its user interface. Excellent. Now if you turn around, you'll find the helium refill valve located on the back wall. These valves control the flow of gases harvested by the ship's gas collection hardware, which is located on the underside of the forward hull. Go ahead and open the helium supply valve now to begin supplying the cryo cooler with helium gas. If you turn around again and inspect the display screen connected to the helium tank, you should be able to confirm that the tank is now filling with fluid. We now need to perform the same sequence of events for the other 3 tanks. Helium-3 is the first of 2 fuels used in the fusion reaction. As before, power up the device using its user interface. And now open the helium-3 refill valve behind you to start filling its associated tank.
Okay, I already did that by mistake. Okay, that's already done. Okay, let me...
Next, we need to start filling the 2 deuterium tanks, so let's head over to the other side of the room.
Okay.
Deuterium, also known as heavy hydrogen, is the second of the 2 fusion fuels. We store double the amount of deuterium compared to helium-3, because deuterium also fuels the reactor's neutral beam injectors. As before, turn on the first deuterium cryocooler. And now the first deuterium refill valve behind you.
Okay, deuterium. Guess that's this one right here.
Next, turn on the second deuterium cryocooler. And now the second deuterium refill valve. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All 4 storage tanks should now be filling with cryogenic fluids. For our next task, we now need to engage the cryo pumps in order to start supplying the reactor with everything it needs. Make your way around to the other side of the tanks and locate the deuterium tank outflow valve. Open the deuterium outflow valve to begin supplying fluid to its connected cryopump.
Okay, let's open this.
Next, power on the pump itself using the button indicated on its user interface. Excellent. That's half of the fuel mix taken care of. Now head over to the helium-3 tank outflow valve so we can complete the fuel supply. As before, begin by opening the helium-3 outflow valve. And now engage the helium-3 cryopump. Perfect. All we have to do now is take care of the coolant flow. Head over to the helium tank outflow valve.
Okay.
Now open the helium outflow valve. And finally, power on the helium cryopump. There we go. The reactor is now being supplied with all the fuel and coolant it needs. Follow the waypoints back to the reactor room, where we have just a few more valves to open.
Well, I think I'm almost an engineer. Oops, let's go inside here.
To complete the coolant loop, open the helium inflow valve to start flowing coolant through the magnetic field coils.
Okay, here's the helium.
Now make your way around to the opposite side of the reactor to complete the fuel supply process. First, open the deuterium inflow valve.
Deuterium inflow valve is, I guess, the second one.
And now open the helium-3 inflow valve.
Alright, so it's flowing this way.
Let's head over to the
Flowing this
reactor
way.
controls and take a look at the coolant display. As you can see, we now have coolant flowing into the reactor. This has begun the process of cooling down the magnetic field coils, which must reach temperatures below 20 Kelvin in order to become superconductive. Okay, the temperatures look good. You can now power up the field coils. With a solid vacuum established, the field coils powered up, and fuel flowing into the reactor, you are now free to initiate the fusion reaction.
Okay, we'll initiate the fusion reaction.
Congratulations! You have now successfully started the fusion reactor. For safety, the reactor automatically starts up at only 10% of its rated power. This means high voltage systems, such as the FTL drive, will be underpowered until you increase the reactor output. Let's resolve that now. Increase the power level to 100% using the indicated controls. You'll notice that you can increase the power beyond 100%, but doing so for an extended period will overheat the reactor, causing damage and forcing an uncontrolled shutdown. Okay, we now need to provide power to the rest of the ship. With the reactor now powering itself, you can go ahead and switch the internal bus mode from startup to supply. Perfect. If we now head around to the opposite side of the reactor output distributor should now be powered up. This device distributes the reactor's output to the ship's high voltage systems, which are in fact the only systems powered directly by the reactor. The rest of the ship is powered by 48 individual battery arrays, which we now need to begin charging using the reactor's output. Go ahead and connect all 5 of the output breakers here. Excellent. If you turn to your left, you'll see the 5 high voltage distributors are now coming online. Head over to the main battery distributor. This device takes the high voltage reactor feed and distributes it to each of the 8 battery rooms on F-deck. Go ahead and connect all 8 output breakers. Perfect. The battery arrays should now be charging, but we should perform a visual inspection to make sure. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to port battery room 1.
Battery room 1, we're on our way. So far this is so fun. Right,
the electrical supply on Magellan-class starships is divided into 4 isolated quadrants: forward, aft, port, and starboard.
Port.
For increased redundancy, each quadrant is powered by 2 physically isolated battery rooms just like this one. Should the battery arrays in one room cease to function for any reason, the arrays in the second room will continue providing power to that particular quadrant. Similarly, Power to one quadrant can be lost entirely, without impacting the supply to the remaining 3 quadrants. Okay, let's take a look at one of the individual battery arrays. On the left-hand side of the user interface, you have controls for managing the input and output breakers. And in the center, you have controls and information relating to this array's 10 solid-state battery cells. If we did everything correctly, all of the cells should now be slowly charging up. For the next step, we now need to connect each of the 8 battery rooms to the ship's electrical grid. This task will take us into the ship's labyrinth of maintenance tunnels, so be sure to watch your head. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to port Battery Aggregator 1.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, look at this. Turn my flashlight on.
Each battery room has a corresponding battery aggregator, just like this one. These devices perform load balancing and also combine each room's 6 individual battery arrays into a single high-voltage feed. Go ahead and connect the output breaker now, which will connect this set of battery arrays to the ship's electrical grid. Okay, 1 down and 7 more to go. Next, head over to port Battery Aggregator 2. As before, connect this aggregator's output breaker. That takes care of the port battery rooms. Let's make our way to the forward quadrant next.
Here's one set. Oh, no, it's not it. It is right over here.
Go ahead and connect the output breaker. And the same again on forward Battery Aggregator 2.
Let's connect.
Okay, onwards to the starboard quadrant.
What are these anyway? These are the same kind of things. There's battery aggregator.
Same again. Connect the output breaker and the second starboard aggregator. Almost done. Just the aft quadrant to go.
Well, look at this. And we're almost here.
Connect up the first aft aggregator. And finally, the second aft aggregator.
Fantastic.
Okay, perfect. All 48 of the ship's battery arrays are now connected to the electrical grid.
Cool.
All we have to do now is supply power to the ship's remaining decks, and then perform a few cleanup tasks. We can do most of that from the reactor room, so let's head there now. Follow the waypoints on your HUD to the forward deck distributor.
Let's go this way, I suppose. Man, I can get lost down here for sure. Watch my head. Ooh.
Each deck in a given quadrant is fed by a deck distributor, which takes the total electrical load of that quadrant, and then load balances it between the 2 connected battery aggregators. Go ahead and connect the output breakers for all 7 decks in this quadrant.
Okay, 1. I love how those switches are closing.
Okay, now head over to the starboard deck distributor and do the same.
You imagine doing this without having Any knowledge? Oh my gosh. I'd blow up
And
this
now
ship.
the aft deck distributor. And finally, the port deck distributor.
I love hearing that.
Perfect. All quadrants on every deck now have power available from the ship's main battery arrays. You'll notice, however, that the ship is still under emergency lighting conditions, because F and G decks are still using the start capacitor's supply. To resolve this, we simply have to switch the 4-quadrant distributors on F and G decks over to the main battery feed. Head over to the G deck forward quadrant distributor. Each deck has 4 of these devices, 1 for each quadrant. They are fed by the corresponding deck distributor. Go ahead and switch this quadrant over to the main battery feed. That's better. Now we can really see what we're doing. Now head over to the starboard quadrant distributor and do the same.
Input fields connect.
And now the aft quadrant distributor.
What are these? It's sort of the same thing.
And finally, the port quadrant distributor. That's G deck taken care of. Let's do the same for F deck. Head upstairs to the F deck forward quadrant distributor. As before, switch this device over to the main battery feed.
This is F deck forward.
And now the same on the starboard quadrant distributor. And again on the aft quadrant distributor. And finally, the port quadrant distributor. Well done. That's the main objectives of the cold start procedure complete. But we have one final bonus task to perform.
Good.
Follow the waypoints on your HUD up to the bridge, and we'll make the ship flight ready.
Let's head up toward the bridge. I think it's the waypoint is still down there for some reason. Let's see what's going on with that waypoint. It's stuck. Maybe it wants me to go this way. I don't know. Let's just keep on going up, I guess. Nope, I think the bridge is over this way. Oh, there's no lights on the bridge. Is it not going to follow me here? Let me get back to this waypoint. Okay. Okay, so this is, yeah, I just gotta follow this waypoint that it wants directly. Good. And we are at the bridge.
The lights and bridge systems are still turned off, so let's bring everything online. Head over to the ADEC distributor. Now go ahead and turn on the bridge lighting. And now... Okay, there we go. You have successfully started the fusion reactor, routed power to all of the ship's decks, and brought the bridge online into a flight-ready state. This concludes the Magellan-class Cold Start training module. Good luck, and I hope you'll join me again in future training modules.
Oh, that's wonderful. Captain on the bridge, everybody. Let's see what else we got. New recruit has boarded the ship. Okay, is there anybody here? I think we're actually kind of lonely. Oh, look at that. What would you give for a view like that? Captain on the bridge. Work in progress. Everything's a work in progress. It's very early. Let's go ahead and sit down here. Let's do star system search. Maybe we'll go to Mars today. Let's go look at Mars. A rocky planet with a thin atmosphere that orbits an average distance of 1.52 AU around the Sun. Mars has a radius of 3,300 kilometers and a typical surface temperature of 210 Kelvin. Mars was first discovered in ancient times and was named after the Roman god of war. It is more recently famous for being the first object in the solar system to support a permanent human colony beyond Earth's gravity well, with the construction of what would one day become Olympus City, having the first begun in 2037. Fantastic. Let's send this to the helm. Let's go to Mars. Since now I'm gonna be the helmsman. All right, so we gotta take our sensors. Engage. And let's do our engage our FTL. Let me go back in the captain's chair. Engage. Sitting in the helm is more fun. You can see a lot more. Captain has a disadvantage sitting back there, I think. Actually, I sat in the first officer's chair. Here we are. Oh, that just looks beautiful. Captain, we have arrived in orbit above Mars. All stop. Man, that is so beautiful. Now I would love to get in that shuttle and just go down there. I'm not sure if they're going to have beaming qualities. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Let's go down to 10 forward. Get ourselves a drink. Yeah, a bottle of wine to celebrate our arrival at... Oops, I already drank too much. Which side is Mars on? Let's go up another level. What's this room over here, actually? Oh, this is going to be like the storage. I guess this is going to be the main hallways. And this should be... Eventually, it's going to be our way up to the bridge. But for now, because there is no left, we have to go this way up towards the bridge. Mars ain't on this side, but we can sit down and just look out at Mars. Very lovely, to have a drink. Oh, I'm so excited. This is the ready room. We'll have our conferences and debates on what to go and how to proceed. Oh my God, this is probably the captain's quarters. This is kind of small to be captain's quarters. What is this? Flying camera? Oh, okay, we can fly around the ship. Okay. This must be the captain's office. What is it, number one? There's Mars. I can see it sit here. You hear the ding of the bell. Come. Oh my God, it's going to be so fun. I'm geeked out. Of course, I probably destroyed the ship many occasions, but just to go down to the planet would be so fun. Good golly. I know these guys are doing raising money for themselves. I think they only wanted like 70-some thousand, which I thought was way too low for what they were trying to do. I figured this game is not going to get made for 70,000. Their money, which I think is pounds or whatever it is they used over in Europe or whatever they are. But I think last I saw, I think it was like almost 800,000, over 800,000. So I'm sure, and I think they had another day to go, or at least another half a day to go. So I'm sure they got probably close to $1 million to do this game. All right, so we've seen Mars. Let's go look at another planet real quick. Can't go down to the planet right now. We can... Let's go to Sirius. Let's do scan target. And let's just head up there, send the information to the helm. I think that's how we gotta do it for the bigger ones. I'm thinking, I don't know. Turn off my flashlight. There's Sirius, not that far away. Let's warp over there. Eight and a half light years away. Sit in the captain's chair. Disco mode, might as well. Some disco music going on, some BJs. be in my ready room. Look at that. I think these over here are lights. Well, I got controls here for like locking the door. Room lighting over here. What was this? I was looking at over here though. Oh, window control. That's what I remember seeing, had them talk about that too. If I wanted to, or turn that on. It's now you really can't see out. Let's turn that off. There we go. Or I can do a projection. Oh, look at that. See, that's a nice projection field. Or you got a choice of, oh yeah, Misty Forest. I like that. Sit down here at my desk. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. But currently I'll turn that off because I'm watching to make sure we get there in time. It's supposed to know me once we arrive. Do some work on my computer. Captain's logs. Let's look at this ship design. Oh my god. I can't stay here long. I think we have arrived. Alright, so let's look at this planetary system. Whoa, I can now we're just arriving. Okay. And I'm not getting what I want to get, I don't think. Oh, it's so bright. Where's my shades at? There, let's get it away from the sun. There we go. Just a little bit more. There. That way you're not looking directly into the sun all the time. What is this? Oh, this is shields. Raise and lower shields. Holy cow. Like 2 guys to do this one. No, I'm just kidding. So if I go to Galactic View, Star System, get a bunch of gas planets here. Let's go to Alpha Centauri. Let's send the information to the helm. Freaked me out there for a second. Alright, so we got the information from the helm. Let's do that. Engage. And engage FTL. What happened to my screen there? Oh, our computers are having issues. Gotta fix that. We have battery issues. What's going on? Or did I have an issue when I turned this thing on. I don't know. Let's see if I can see if it reset. No. No, our mission clock screen is down. Shit. Flying blind, Captain. Let's get engineering on it. Let's go yellow alert. Now where would security be? They would normally be up here behind the captain. Maybe they'll be over here now, I don't know. Let's go to 10 forward and look out that way. Oh, look at that. This thing here works. This is the only one I'm guessing that works right now. Fantastic. Bridge. Yeah, everything's still not working properly. That's fine. I mean, that's how it is, and actually it's just a tech build, so this is gonna be a wonderful game. From what they said, they're gonna have, like, you know, if you're engineer, you're gonna have engineering tasks. If you're a doctor, you're gonna have doctor tasks, and of course captain's tasks and things like that. And then you're gonna have things that go haywire on you. If you're an engineer guy, then you're gonna have engineering problems, like we're having now. If I had an engineer on my ship, then I would have him be working on it right now, but I don't have an engineer on my ship right now. I'm flying solo. But that's going to be our look at it, guys, in this fascinating game that I just can't wait for it to come out. United Nations Space Fleet. Let's close the bridge. Don't want anybody coming up here. Let's lock it. Enable privacy mode, but they can't see it either. Excellent. Well, guys, it's going to be it for me. I love you all very much. Bye-bye.